Love you, missed my preface. So I jot. All my poetry tonight is about my work, where I work.
Yep.
So, anyways, I'm not going to bore you with the story again. I'm going to go over to the poem. In a flash of a camera's eye, a memory is made, one flowing into another, just by a song, imprinting one time to the next, just continuing on from then to now and then some. One memory crashing into another, just passing time, killing that time until the next problem, until death, just killing that time.
Whoa. Past or future? Future, okay. This one's about Thursday. Thursday will be at New World Delhi with the Austin Poetry Society, and we're going to feature the guy who put the poetry on the buses in Austin, L.T. Coswell, and the guy who's been running the readings called Ralph Hauser. So it's called Resisting Solipsism. A solipsism is when you ain't talking to yourself. Do you ever get that feeling you ain't talking to yourself? Hello? Just checking. Are all questions rhetorical? Just checking. Okay. So we'll gather in circles. Darkness will be banished by your laughter. We will affirm, confirm one another. For distance is a killer of intimacy. We will listen to one another, respond to each other, go to separate homes smiling brighter, for a tribe is only as weak as its strongest link.
It's just you, Mike. I'm sitting this time.
You got to go to seminary. You got to go to the seminary.
Sure.
You did.
Okay, you get out of here.
Yeah.
I got one, man. You know, I figured since we was on the theme,
Well, I think you went to the seminary.
I have to give you one about life.
It's reading what you write. That's your poetry.
Whenever I see you shake your
Everything
head,
goes so
you mesmerize me.
figured you either had
Like my favorite trip.
seminary or a Jesuit high school.
If I could, I would give y'all my money. But then, I wouldn't be able to afford my herbal medicine. So let's smoke a joint together instead. Help ease the troubles of the day. Your nice round onion can make a grown man cry. But I can't because my eyes are so dry from being so high. You need to get high to prepare you for the night instead. So put that cocaine down. Smoke this weed instead.
Oh, you're a male.
You'll need it when the next fat drunk man asks you for some head.
Catholic.
Or when the next man tries to grab your ass on stage before getting his ass whooped by the bouncers.
I really enjoyed John.
Do you wish you would have smoked this joint with me before the night is over with?
Didn't say much.
With all the heckling and bullshit. Constantly being called a bitch and a whore. Is their vocabulary big enough to say anything more? But no matter what they say, be strong. They don't know nothing about the kids you have to feed. They don't care about the bills you have to pay. They don't care about the cars you go through on the daily. All they care about is you shaking that ass. And when you go home at night to live your life, they don't care. But I care. So I listen. When you tell me about your troubles, I listen. Because I understand. That's why I'm letting you smoke this joint with me. So smoke. Damn. And I meant that in a good way. No matter how shitty your life feels, you must always stick to the proper smoking etiquette. Smoke first, then talk when you're past it. But anyway, despite the way people treat you, you are human just like me. And you deserve to be treated as such. Yo, by the way, the driver raising naked beauty body is beautiful, like art or a poem. So cheers to the beautiful lady who shakes her ass for pay. I hope your tomorrows are better than today.
This is called the season of the legions. The 4 off troops, the long march thumping boots, weapons drawn. Say bye to your big-breasted Italian mom. Your drill is your new dawn. Chains of command can be long. Call that cadence, sing that melody, that song. Dominate we must, for others will do it to us. Bring this planet to heal, seal the true fucking deal. Far enough the ladder we are not to stop trying to own the lot. Don't forget what lots of smart people have forgot. Rome may have faltered, but it did not stop. Thank you.
So this one's quite fresh and also quite in work in progress.
I don't know.
It's called The Tree Trunk of a Leg.
I was thinking about traveling.
The flame renewed with a friend from afar. My place after a show downtown. Rubbing shoulders, she vibrates my chest. Boy, I wish I can get away with that. Back to my place in the south. No, back to my place on the slide to avoid alerting a mutual friend. A mutual chunk, so to speak. Caressing on the couch, and then I see it. My eyes can't believe it. Her leg was the size of a tree. Oh, what a dress can hide. Yes, I knew she had some weight underneath, but she carried her weight quite well under that dress. Only when it was lifted did I see those trunks, legs of Promethean proportions, and that was the demise of the desire. Stay tuned.
From one hot stuff to another. When it gets too hot, I can't write, so I wrote. The heat is on, 100 degrees daily, Prince English flee home to England's green and pleasant rain. We bask in solar energies that innovate and drain. Pool parties, springs, ice cream dilutes as hell on earth. If this is your idea of rapture, it's more like the end of the world. I am melting like a snowman, I am sweating like a slave. If summer seems forever, I am not that brave. Someone said, that doesn't rhyme. So I wrote this, decimal wattage. Summer heat moves in waves, plants wilt, flowers become graves, waters inside us keep us inside where air conditioning hides. Movement is slow, cars break down, heat rises as do emotional towns, whole villages of sweat stains bake eggs upon the ground. Springs, lakes, rivers, creeks, into these we'll slip and dip. To get there we must move through heat, which globally warms every singular Austin street. Just to get through 100 degrees, to make it to 104, then 106 means the heat is on. Old soul rules without air conditioning, we are fools. I praise all waters of liquidity's delight, stars that shine long distances every cooling Austin night.
I know. Woo!
This is called the Bear Creek Mound. It's a mound along the Natchez Fish Parkway. 10,000 years ago, you were here, living within our land. Before Abraham came to be, you were. For 9,000 years, you wandered. Tennessee was your home, then Alabama, then Mississippi. 500 years before Columbus, you suddenly vanished. But your mound still stands as a sacrament of your presence. You were a migrant people, like the sons of Abraham, just like Moses and the Israelites. 6,500 years before Abraham, you were migrants, a pilgrim people, in search of your God, your promised land. You built your temples not out of stone, but out of the earth herself. Your temple had its holy of holies, housing not manna or tablets of the law, but your ancestors yourself. For all of your wisdom and faith, you never claimed to be God's chosen people with exclusive rights to God's protection. You worshipped life itself, especially as it was manifested in the harvest, infertility, human birth, and human death. You left no inspired word of God to tell of your great exploits. Military victories did not prove the presence of your God. Your life was the only proof you even considered.
Called Rented Island. Marooned upon an island of carpet and tile, the long suburban block of miles. Parks stood by, bricks piled made houses, strained relations, frightened spouses, disfiguring perceptions, human we all seem to be, lying under the arduous shade tree, hoping much of life is not lost. Tiny island, befitting only one boss.
You don't know him, but a couple of days ago, this artist called Cornelius Leeskens departed. So I'll try and describe him for you. Imagine someone slim, thin, Dutch, and brilliant. An artist of exceptional worth, a photographer and a poet. His eye for image caught that fish of spirit in a twist of nuance. Now art must evidence his life posthumously. We were Merry Melbourne Company, poets in a pub pack, and he could drink us all in and still stay stick-figure drawing thin. Those tousled grey locks, legendary. He was loved by everybody. Now that smiling spirit is at rest, his art must evidence his best. Minor expectations. Count this moment as the day you die. You can die again tomorrow. Such a view allows hills and graves to open up, oceans to spill forth whales, dolphins, sirens. Perspective says that from a space distance we are all blue people. Water defines us internally in action. If we forget to breathe, we'll most certainly perish.
I'm a red people.
You are red people. That's good. Well read. Lots can wait. Delay, defer, deny. Let all your wild horses run free tonight. My new life was yesterday. I recall much that was pleasant. Pleasures and smiles and joy-filled experience. I was told to leave it all behind, that I could only be here tonight. I do not want to be here now. I like what I've already done. Don Quixotic. To get here, you had to leave there. Imperative as breath and death. You can only tilt at windmills if windmills still exist. And even if you do, you're still a fictional character.
Thanks for listening.
Call him. My best moments belong to you. Your face smiling is what I have seen when I was granted glimpses of my nobility, joined by national holidays covered by love and miles of walks, intelligent talks, tired puppy sore feet. I, the first to truly turn your head. Yes, it is possible someone has you read. I miss you, breathing in my bed. I wish you to know, although deeply hurt, my love will never leave you. It will only end when I'm dead. Thank you.
Don't die. That's good, baby. There you go.
Several years ago, I wrote a series of poems, about 45 poems, called bibliobits, or you can translate it as biblical obituaries or little bits and pieces out of the Bible. But they were all obituaries for people who are mentioned in the Bible. And I took something that always ended with something I'd read every now and then in the newspaper. Someone had died, and it said, in lieu of sending flowers, give some money to the family or to some organization that the person sponsored. And so that's the way the obituaries, the biblical bits ended. I'm revising it, and I added 3 contemporary bibliobits. All of them happened on the same day last week. The Turkish jet that was shot down, the trial ending of Jerry Sandusky, a woman wanting some help in setting up a state-owned bank in California. And I said I didn't have any money to send her, but I have a lot of knowledge and information, and I got a note back. We don't want that, we want your money. But this one was an obituary for Jerry Sandusky. Although he has not died, we are told that he has been placed on death watch. There is fear that he will attempt suicide. Then we are told the case is not over. Others may bring charges against him. There may be civil suits that attempt to extract money from him for his sins. If he is to spend the rest of his life in jail, lose all of his money, and thus impoverish his family, what would be more reasonable than death? What do we hope to accomplish by all of this? Will we undo the emotional damage done to his victims? Will we prevent others from doing similar acts? Will we proclaim loudly that we are a just society? For all of the people who have been in prison, have we experienced any lessening of child abuse? Over my years of ministry, I have met child abusers and the victims of child abuse. Both have suffered and are continuing to suffer. The only ones who are leading useful lives are the victims who have put the crime behind them and willing to move forward in peace, to forget the past, forgive, and concentrate on living in such a way that they inspire others and lead others to hope. There are too many victims and too many Jerry Sanduskys to send flowers. What we can do is begin to question what we are hoping to accomplish. What do we hope to accomplish by sending people to prison for life? Then the state has to feed and house them. The state has to place them on death watch so that they don't kill themselves. What are we doing in all of this to help the victims? I repeat the admonition given for the obituary for the Turkish jet. The alternatives to flowers call the readers to be less vindictive, more forgiving, less concerned about money, land, and material goods, more concerned about family, parents, and friends. Others suggested our alternatives are helping victims of violence so that they do not resort to violence themselves, becoming more aware of how much of our money is used for war, what impact that huge war-dominated budget has on us as a nation and on the rest of the world.
This is called the Book of Water, and it's a lie because if I put it in water, it would melt. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I wrote this. Hope you like it. It's called Jesus walked upon the waters. Yet long before him, there were goddesses invoked, for water was life, not just the power to control. Water wars in Middle East still redefine all territories. Salty are the tears on the Sea of Galilee. Float upon the Dead Sea seeking newfound scrolls. Water is an element that cannot be controlled. Religions come and preach and go. Only water flows, only water knows. Earth's secrets buried excavations of antiquities. Civilization came from oceans, rivers, lakes and seas. Tigris and Euphrates was the Garden of Eden dream. Is it not the Nile gave Egypt fertilizing? Inundation in the fields relied upon today. Who will worship water upon whose largesse we stay? Water is a core of all, blue blessing of our world. We dive into our oceans, we plunder her for pearls. We say we have the right to take, although she was never ours. The gift of water is a privilege given by natural powers. And cities come and cities go, and history still records the muddy boots of clay kings and lunatic emperors. Waters are so ancient we do not know their age. They were never written down, just rain upon our page. And we survive by whim of her, she who gave us birth. Is still the core of all creation here upon this one small blue earth.
Now, I once again must warn y'all that this topic is pretty taboo. Yeah, it's one of those. And it's very, I mean, it's not really X-rated, but it's very morally depraved. Yeah, see, you know, everybody's scared of the bankers, right? Oh, the bankers are going to ruin your credit. The bankers are going to do this. The bankers are going to do all this, this, and that. They can. You're right. But the bankers are controlled by computers. Right? And computers, they can hold a lot of data, and they can hold a lot of numbers, but a computer can't calculate emotion. A computer can't measure intent. All the information they have on you on these big databases, it's information that you gave them freely, of your free will. So, you know, I figure, you know, the best way out of that is just to lie to computers. You know? You know, lying to a person, you know, I already feel I already have, you know, guilty conscience because of that, but a computer, you know, they're there to collect data, and they're, you know, and they can't really just measure what's that, and what's, you know, sometimes, you know, like instead of using your address, you ain't gonna have to use the trick is not to use a fake address. The trick is to use a previous address. So that way, when they come to check it out and do the background, they have seen that you have stayed there, you know. But they can't measure where you have. It's like so much. There's so many flaws in the system that's kept to oppress us, you know, and you know, because I've been on this kick, man. We are kept below our potential, man. Because when you read all kind of ancient texts, you know, people were able to do shit, man. And do all kinds of shit, and it's like this shit is an illusion to blind us from our true potential by telling us all this bullshit on the media. Hey, you gotta follow this, you gotta do this. You are not intelligent enough to go find your own shit. You gotta just do what we tell you to do. See, and that's how again, because when you do that, like when you follow somebody, like you giving them your soul, you giving them your energy, you know, freely, and it's like, you know, that's like, to me, that's an abomination of the earth, period. Just to not want to just give your soul to somebody else and not want to just explore, you know, and basically, that was it. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah. More computers.
Okay, so, you know, sometimes in my job, you get a little bitter. Especially when you trigger a lot of crowns. So, and I really like whiskey, so I stopped drinking Crown, which became now it's much better. It's so much better, not better at work anymore. But, you know, I still represent the Crown. I have a Crown Royal little purse I carry all my stuff in. I call my white trash purse, double as a weapon, bat somebody in the head with if I need to. I never have, you know, I will. So anyways, I feel a little bitter, you know, here we go. Lonely nights into lonely days, into my lonely heart. Those fairy tales are carefully constructed lies, put in place to give us little girls a heart attack when we realize that Sleeping Beauty was lying to us. Stupid bitch. All she makes me feel is anger. There is no knight in shining armor come to awake you.